Hey guys, welcome to my channel, LogicTrails. I am Aishwarya, and I have brought a very interesting lecture series for you called When You Run a Program. Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever wondered what actually happens when you double-click a program on your computer? It looks simple, right? You click an icon, and the program just opens. But behind the scenes, your computer goes through a fascinating process before that program finally appears on your screen. In fact, from being written as a piece of code to finally being executed by the CPU, a program goes through 4 important stages: source code, executable file, process, and set of instructions. Now let's start with the first stage, source code. A source code file is where a programmer writes the instructions that define how a program should work when a user runs it. This file is usually written in high-level languages such as C++, Java, etc., which are easier for humans to read and write. However, computers cannot directly understand these languages. A computer can only understand low-level languages, such as assembly language or machine language, which consists of instructions in the form of zeros and ones. So how does the computer run a program written in these high-level languages? To bridge this gap, the source code is converted into an executable file with the help of a compiler. An executable file contains instructions in a form that the computer can directly execute, also known as machine code. Now that we have an executable file, the next question is, where does this file exist before we run it? All programs reside inside the secondary memory of the system, such as a hard disk, SSD, or SD cards, but the processor cannot execute programs directly from secondary memory. So before a program runs, the executable file must first be transferred into the primary memory, also known as RAM. This transfer is handled by the crucial system software called the operating system. Once the program is loaded into the primary memory, it is no longer just a program file. At this stage, it becomes a process. What exactly a process is, and why a program gets a new name when it enters primary memory. We will understand all of this in the upcoming videos. Now let's move to the final stage of this journey. Every program we run is ultimately executed by the processor, or CPU. However, the CPU cannot execute the entire program at once. Instead, the processor executes the program step by step in the form of instructions. That is why every process is eventually carried out as a set of instructions executed by the CPU. So in this series, we are going to explore how a program moves through each of these stages and understand what really happens inside the computer during this fascinating journey. To make things easier to follow, this series will be divided into 5 parts. Part 1, from source code to executable. Here we will understand how the code written by a programmer is transformed into a runnable program with the help of a compiler. Part 2, running the program. We will see what really happens when you double-click a program and how the operating system begins executing it. Part 3, program in memory. In this part, we will explore how the memory layout of a program is organized into different sections. Part 4, execution by CPU. Here we will understand how the CPU finally executes the program step by step in the form of machine instructions. Part 5, connecting dots. Finally, we will bring everything together to understand the complete life cycle of a program. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.